On today's episode of You Ask, is it the right time to upgrade your TCL TV? One of the closest TV comparisons we've done, and Sony Bravia 9 or A95K. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is You Ask, the show where we answer your tech questions. If you've got something you want to know, send your question to youasked@digitaltrends.com. And don't forget to tune into the show to see if your question has been selected. First up, Dennis says, on a tighter budget than an OLED TV will allow, there are some good deals right now on a 65-inch Panasonic W95A for $579 and a 65-inch TCL QM6K for $549. The TV will be in a dark room with no video games and no setup for a soundbar. It'll mostly be used for streaming content and movies. Both seem like good TVs, but I feel like the unknown on both, since I can't see them locally, is just gonna drive me crazy. Any recommendations? Dennis, for your purposes, these TVs are very similar performers and both great for the price. The main difference is going to be brightness. The W95A is a brighter TV in both SDR and HDR. Now, what you're probably thinking is that it doesn't matter as much in a dark room, and for the most part, I'd say that's the case. But for HDR viewing, that extra bit of brightness is nice sometimes to really bring the highlights to life and make it a special viewing experience. In our reviews, both TVs were also very accurate in terms of color straight out of the box, even down to both having the same HDMI port layout, 2 HDMI 2.1 and 2 HDMI 2.0 ports. They're just very similar models. Honestly, for the price, both are great. And I'm also aware that this is probably not helping you decide between the two. But as I've also pointed out before, so I'll keep this brief, a big difference between the two TVs is the operating systems. Panasonic runs Amazon Fire TV and TCL runs Google TV. Both come with ads these days, but personally I do like Google TV a little more, but that's also probably because I have more experience with it and just like the layout. That said, I'd still go for the Panasonic in this case. We have reviews on each of them on the channel that go into more detail, but my reasoning is even if I'm not running the TV at max brightness, I still want the extra headroom to go brighter if I want to or need to for certain pieces of content. Patrick has the next question. He says, I'm moving into a much bigger space than my current small townhouse, and I've been given the green light to upgrade the home theater setup. First of all, congrats on the win there, Patrick. I currently own a 65-inch Sony A80K, and while I love it, I believe it'll be too small for the new viewing space. I've attached a picture of the lighting in the room. However, I'm stuck between two TVs, the 85-inch Bravia 9 and 77-inch A95K. I love OLED, but I hear the Bravia 9 is so close that it's worth it for the brightness. I'm not doing much gaming at all, so that's not a concern for me. But I will be attaching a Panasonic Blu-ray player for optimum sound. I plan on purchasing a Sony Bravia Theater Quad and using the SW5 base module I already own. Could you help me choose between the two? I'd love to help, and judging by the pictures you attached, there's gonna be a good bit of light in the viewing space during the daytime. My vote goes to the Bravia 9 for a few reasons. Two of them are exactly what you just mentioned, brightness and how close it gets to OLED. And the other is size. The extra few inches are just that much better. You're sparing no expense here from the TV to the audio setup you've got in mind, so go big or go home. I'll also say this. In our last studio, the A95K was in part of the room that never really saw the YouTube channel, more of a break room, and it was an awesome TV and a staple of the space. But on the main media console, I think the two TVs that lived there most were the A95L and Bravia 9, at least when we had the Bravia 9, mainly because they were just so good to look at. We actually have a video on the channel that compares the two, the A95L and Bravia 9. That's probably a good watch and goes into a few more things to consider than we are right here. But just based on the ambient light that it looks like you'll be battling, and the fact that with the Bravia 9, you won't have to worry about the burn-in risk that comes with OLED, and the fact that it's kind of splitting hairs between these TVs anyway, the Bravia 9 has my vote as a TV you will absolutely not regret purchasing for your new space. It still sits at the top or near the top of its class for best mini LED TV for good reason. GDeepAK02 asks, and I hope I got that username right, Is it worth upgrading to the TCL QM6K? I'm thinking about going from the 75-inch TCL 6 series to a 75-inch QM6K. Man, we get a ton of questions about that QM6K, but then again, it is a solid and, most important, affordable TV. Now, as much as I've praised the QM6K, in this case, I'm gonna say maybe because it depends on what you're looking for. Having put eyes on the QM6K and filming that review back in January of this year, there's a lot to like. And notably, I thought the off-angle viewing was very solid for a mini LED TV. But going by the numbers and how ratings compares it to the 6 series, I think you might actually be taking a step back in terms of brightness. I'm not sure which TCL 6 series model you have, but most of them scored higher for brightness than the QM6K. Now, brightness certainly isn't everything, but it does count for a lot when it comes to viewing HDR content, sports, and battling ambient light. So, if brightness is something that you need to prioritize, keep that in mind. Where I think you'll find improvements with the QM6K are things like how it handles low-quality content and upscaling thanks to an improved processor. The QM6K also runs Google TV instead of Roku TV that's found on the 6 series, and I think that's a big one if you have a preference in that department. And if you're gaming, you've got 2 HDMI 2.1 ports on the QM6K, while the 6 series is all HDMI 2.0. So yeah, these little things do matter. All that to say, there's a difference and the upgrade can be worth it for some of the things I just mentioned that are mainly quality of life and usability upgrades. But in terms of the content you're viewing, especially if it's high quality content, I just don't know that you'll see that much of a difference day to day. It's kind of like if you upgrade your phone every year. Sure, it feels new the first day or first week that you open it up, but it can quickly start to feel like more of the same if it's not a huge leap in technology. So in my opinion, if you want to see and feel the upgrade the most, I'd at least make the jump to the TCL QM7K. And if it's the budget holding you back, we're already in October, so just hang on a little bit longer and some sales might make the QM7K or QM8K, if we can get so lucky, good options for you as well. As always, a big thanks to everyone for tuning in to this week's episode. Don't forget to get those questions in to youasked@digitaltrends.com, and we'll see you again soon. Elevate your smartphone with the Digital Trends app bundle. 17 premium apps in one plan. From productivity to entertainment, it's all here. Start your free trial today by clicking the link in the description.